not get knocked down. That's what I'm talking about. It pumps me up every once in a while. Just reminds me where I came from. How God pulled me out of a hole. And if you're an addict in recovery, you've been knocked down and you've gotten up again. If you're listening to our podcast, so yeah, we got a fun one lined up for you here as always. Going live, a few people watch, a lot of people listen on the podcast, so we just do it for fun for our fans. So we're getting there. It's the holidays. I've spent so many holidays in rehabs or drunk tanks or whatever. We are going to be focusing on, just surviving the holidays. Check out Mikey. Oh, I love him. He's a garden gnome. He's a good gnome. He does his job. He keeps the deer away, and he's going to help us survive the holidays. First one on deck is Thanksgiving, and that is Thursday. It's scary. It can be scary. I know there was a Thanksgiving where I found myself in rehab the day after my first time, and I met Mike. So it can be scary. It is what it is. It's part of recovery. You have to live through these things, and you'll find strength from beating it. So it is. That's why we share our experience, strength, and hope. And that's why we share our guests. And our guests aren't special people. They're our fans. We bring them on. And a guy I follow and I'm personal friends with, Lee, he's going to be our guest just a little bit here. He's going to tell us his story. He's found God, he's found the Lord, he's found spirituality, and he's recovery, most importantly. So we want to share his experience, strength, and hope here on episode 65. trash-podcast.com, any one of our socials are streaming live right now, except for Twitter. I have to pay for that. Think about that. Email Mike at trash-podcast.com. We're live on the YouTubes right now. We're live on, Spotify is our podcast people. That's where we hold our podcast. That's where people listen to it on their way home from work or whatever. And, make listen on Apple Pod Trash. So yeah, that's it. iHeart Music, Radio, Amazon Music. And yeah, that's us. We're hanging tough. We're going to do our preamble real quick so we can get into our exciting, fun Thanksgiving pre-holiday Don't Kill Yourself podcast. This is our humble broadcast where ethics and personal anonymity are of the utmost importance. We run this podcast as an act of service to those whose lives have been affected by addiction. We don't do it for profit or notoriety. We place principles before personalities. We benefit from this podcast just as much as anyone else. We all work programs and choose to sacrifice our own anonymity to spread the message that recovery is possible. We do this thing in an attempt to show as living examples that no matter how far down the scale we have gone, we will see how our experience can benefit others. Not only is that the 9-step promise, it's our creed we abide by here on Talkin Trash. We feel called to uphold AA and NA principles. We firmly believe that you can only keep what you have by giving it away. Please join us for a moment of silence, followed by the Serenity Prayer. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Alrighty, let's go around and meet the team real quick before we get started. First on deck, we got Mike Oxley. Mike is a long-time addiction recovery nurse. He's seen the recovery landscape change over the years. And you got Tim Snyder. I don't know, there's definitely something wrong with this guy. But he's been through it all, and through his experience, he offers solid guidance to those in recovery and those touched by the disease. All right, boys and girls, let's go around the horn and check in with everybody. Let's go around the horn and check in with everybody. Hey, it's Mike Oxley. Hi, Mike.
What's up, buddy? How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
All right. It was a good weekend so far. It's Sunday night, and this is going to be released tonight or tomorrow, obviously.
It's
the
live,
Eagles
Mike.
are playing. Oh, yeah.
I got the score on the screen for you.
Yeah. Oh, do you? Oh, I have a TV on
Oh
in
yeah,
my.
you're watching it while we're doing the podcast. That's great, Mike.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening. But no, I had a good week, and everything has calmed down. Um,
Yeah, it's
my
been
my
crazy.
injury my injury is a little bit better. The bird should be out. The dead bird will be out of here. Pervy will be out of here tomorrow because it's trash day. And
Ah, that's disgusting.
what am I
There's
supposed to do?
bird.
Bury it? And then the
I
dogs
don't.
are going to dig him up.
Yes, bury it. Take him to a place where the dogs can't get him.
Like
Yeah,
where?
we'll
We
miss
got coyotes
Pervy.
here.
You don't have coyotes in Little Lake Harbor.
Yes, no, yes, we do. We have coyotes in town.
How about that? Well, I didn't know that. So, yeah,
Yeah,
all right. Pervy's going out in the trash tomorrow.
he's going to have
Re-
the whole landfill
Good for him. This been
outside
a
of Woodbine.
this has been a saga for about 4 episodes now. Mike's masturbating bird passed away, and then he rescued 2 birds from Camden from a crackhead. So recovery just keeps on giving, and yeah, it's been crazy. Mike's bird, no more of this, sadly enough. But it is pretty amazing. This bird, just all day long, all
All
night,
day and all night.
just having at it. So we'll miss you, Pervy. Forever masturbating in our hearts.
And for some reason, whenever my brother was over and he was doing that, only my brother, he would make a noise to make like my brother look at him, and then he would do it.
Of course. So that's great. We love him. We love Pervy. He's a good time. Lee's coming on in a few minutes here. We're just going to go through a few things. We're going to say hi to our friends because we love our friends. The ticker just, there it goes. I cannot follow how many people are watching. 167. Okay, just out of
I believe
nowhere.
about 80 to 167, right?
Makes no sense, and it's probably not accurate, but we don't
There's
care.
a lag.
This is a podcast. So we want to say hi to our friends, of course. Kaisa, our bestest friend in the world. I talked to her last night. She's helping me out with a little situation, as she always does. We love you, Kai. She likes to be called Kai because friends call her Kai. So that's what we
I
do.
can say that name, Kai.
Yeah, sure. My mom and dad, thank God for them. Lee Bembry, good fan of the show and a guest tonight. April, of course. God bless her putting up with this effing guy. Jim Leibel from Canada. I before E, except after Jim. He's
The
a
Great
good
White
time.
North.
Yep, he's from Regina, Saskatchewan. They have a hockey team there called the Regina Pats, and it's fun to say Pats Regina.
The vagina what?
The Regina Pats, Pats. So
right.
it's fun to say Pat's Regina. Get it?
So you can pat the vagina?
See, that's what I didn't need you to do, and now I have to pull out the bell already. I mean, we're only 8 minutes in, Mike.
I'm sorry, buddy. It was just
Damn it.
there. That was too easy.
Yeah, but I gave you a thing to dance around it. Never mind, John, your brother, great
Here he
fan,
is.
great friend. We love him. Recovery has given him back to Mike. Nick D'Angelo, original founder of our show. Busy guy.
Good guy.
My dog Meadow, I miss you. Simon Cross, Straight Line Foundation. He's an
Great
animal.
organization. Great purpose. Great purpose that organization has.
He's an animal. Little boy cat. I thought I'd get him on here. Hello, little boy cat. Him's a good boy. Yep. Go ahead, Mike.
No, he's cute.
Okay. Tyler Brandon, Faces and Voices of Recovery. Recovery stories have power. Faces and Voices of Recovery. .something.org or com. Great friend of the show. Enjoyed his interview last week. Willie D. Oh shit! I was supposed to bring him on tonight. Will, I'm overloaded. We'll figure it out. Tommy Wilkes.
Listen, he has to tell the story about the last time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. We'll get him in.
Definitely.
We'll get him in. Tommy Wilkes, he's back on Clean Time as requested. Tina C, wearing a Talkin Trash shirt. We love you, Tina. What was her friend's name? I can't believe I can't remember.
I'm sorry.
What was her friend's name? Right there.
Karen?
Karen. Oh my God. Sorry, Karen. Tina and Karen, friends of the show. My daughters, Emma and Grace. Grace was going to come on Wednesday, and Mom said nope. Garrett, former co-host. We know he still hangs out with us. DMX, my personal friend. Saw him naked. Up
Up in
in
here.
here. So that's it. Those are our friends, Faces and Voices of Recovery. Check them out. We're going to play a quick clip of Mike. They gave Mike his own short. Can you imagine? They gave me one last week.
They
I
gave me
was,
my own short. Yeah, I almost sound astute.
you are very short. You are short, number one, but
Right?
they gave you your own
Astute.
short. So here's Astute Mike on Faces and Voices of Recovery. Recovery stories have power. Mike Oxley, people.
Every recovery is different. Everybody's recovery. We're not affiliated with any type of way, any type of meeting, any type of facility. Um, Spiritually, I don't care if you're a Scientologist. Just everybody recovers different. There's no judgment through our podcast, and I didn't realize that this unadulterated, unedited, and not that Tim doesn't do a great job editing, but unedited, unfiltered, to a certain degree, raw and real opinion on what it's really like as a nurse, being in a detox. And Tim, with as an addict, was such a niche in what we were doing that podcasts really lacked that accountability to themselves. Um, we took it serious when our clean time people started being accountable to us.
How about that?
Oh,
You're
well, I
something.
concur. Do you
You're.
concur?
I too concur.
That's
You're
my new
like,
word.
yeah, I don't know. I think we make you look better than you are.
Yeah, I think so.
We want to say hi, Jim Leibel on the Facebook. He is watching us. Hi, Jim. Welcome to the program. Welcome to Clean Time. I think it's like 7:13 in Saskatchewan, but I have a tie to the
Aren't they doing
provinces.
like 40 days a night, or is that in Alaska?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Jim.
Where the
I'm
sun
sure
don't
he'll.
rise for a certain amount of days?
I'm sure he'll let us know. I don't know if Saskatchewan's like that. I think Edmonton might be like that all the way on the
Yeah.
West Coast. But I worked with every freaking minor league mini hockey, not mini, junior hockey team in um, in Canada. And I worked with Jim's very own Regina Pats of the WHL. It's 8:14 p.m. Jim says so. He's an hour behind us. We love having him on the show. He's a real fan. All you people that hide behind the scenes, we're watching you, and we will
I'd
find you.
like to get maybe one of those pat the vagina T-shirts.
Mike, that's the
Oh,
last time.
whatever it's called.
That's the last time I'm going to give you a warning. I'm going to tell you right
All right.
now. That's it. All right, so Jim Leibel, he's front and center. Nice to have him on. Thanks, Jim, for coming on. So yeah, we have good fans like Jim and Tina and Kaisa, who I don't see on here. Kaisa, where you at? So yeah, we have a friend coming up, Lee Bembry. He is he's a spiritual guy. He went to when I came down to Georgia, I was clean and went to a rehab. That makes sense, right? And
He wasn't always a spiritual guy,
he was
obviously.
he was not. He found the Lord, you know, through being at rock bottom, and most of us do. When you're at rock bottom, you can only look up. So, it's nice to have him on the. We have all walks of, recovery people, spiritual, non-spiritual, agnostic. We don't care. Come on here. Don't do fentanyl, and we'll hang with you. Doesn't really matter. Let's look at our final November awareness. Yeah, he's. This will be the last time we look at this. We won't look at it on Wednesday. Um, let's see here. American Diabetes Month, Bladder Health Month, COPD Awareness Month. Why do we even do this, Mike? Diabetic Eye Disease Month, Lung Cancer Awareness Month, National Epilepsy Awareness Month, Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, Healthy Skin Month, Marrow Awareness Month, that's in your bones, now you're aware, Hospice Palliative Care Month, Stomach Cancer Awareness Month, Pancreatic Cancer Awareness Month, Prematurity Awareness Month, and, Transgender Awareness Week. I don't know what week that was, but let's be aware. And then most of these days are going to be null and void. The only one that is still active is Public Health Day. So thank you for Public Health Day. But let's circle back to the Suicide Survivors Day. that's important, and especially around the holidays, suicide
I
gets
figured out what that really means. Not
what?
like they took a gun to their head and they lived like survivors. It
Yep.
means the people you leave behind are survivors.
Oh,
Like
okay.
your family, they're the survivors of suicide. It doesn't mean you tried to kill yourself, messed it up, and now you're a survivor of it.
Got it.
It means the people that are still alive,
All right.
it's
Well,
it's their day. They're survivors of
I
suicide.
um I tried to kill myself and messed it up. It's the holidays.
Just
Don't
call
try
988.
suicide. Yeah, 988 is there. We're gonna focus on it a little bit more because I know people that have killed themselves around Thanksgiving
Oh, the
and
holidays are horrible.
around New Year's, Christmas too. I've lost some people in recovery that that fell victim to this. So help is available. 988. Um, don't call me if you have a gun in your hand or a loaded needle, which somebody did. And I got him into a rehab
It was a
by the
rig.
grace of God. He called it a rig. In Kensington, we call it works. But yeah, he said I have a loaded rig, and it's going to happen. Well, I know you did it and lived. You think I'll live? And I said, well, how about this? Don't pull that Russian roulette trigger, and try to live. Because there's a reason to. And even if living is just surviving, and helping someone else, you know, my failed suicide attempt means I'm still here, and I'm grateful to be here. So let's survive the holidays together. Um, but
And here they come. I mean,
and
really, here they come.
they're
Boom, boom.
they're here. So
Families around, old buddies. You know it, Tim.
I know it.
A
I
lot of
know it.
a lot of scabs come around. A lot of scabs, and it doesn't take much to pick those scabs and make them bleed. You know
No, it
what I mean?
doesn't. Nope. Will's watching. Will. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. We'll have to talk this week. Um, so anyway, to our main event, we have a friend of ours. His name is Lee Bembry. Let me get his music. There it is. Lee Bembry. I don't know if you can hear me, if it's too loud, whatever. Um, Lee is 4 years clean by the grace of God, and I know he's ready to rock. We're going to get Lee on this program here. Mr. Lee Bembry.
Here he is.
What an intro,
What's up,
huh?
guys?
Hey,
Pretty
buddy
good
boy.
intro.
How you doing? Nice to see you.
Good to see y'all guys. Good
So
to see you,
Lee,
Tim, Mike.
you too.
See you, bud.
Lee was a fan of our show. That's what we do. We bring our fans on. No, it's not we're nothing special. Um, we're here for our people, and Lee's an active fan of the show. We have a few of them,
He's
and we've
been one
had
of
them on.
ours since day one, really.
Yeah, he's
You
one
know.
of ours. And
Well,
he's got quite a story. He's going to share with us for the next 20, 30 minutes or so, and show us what it means to spiritually find a way out of a dark hole. And I'll take comments while he's sharing his story. Lee, how are you?
Man, I'm blessed. How about y'all, man? Good to see
Doing
I'm
y'all.
good.
doing good. Tell us about what you went through and what you overcame to get to this spot in your life where you share both recovery and salvation.
Man, thanks for that question, Tim. It's somewhat of a loaded question,
Yep.
but now 4 years clean and living, walking, and working with and for Jesus now. Um, just the surrender part, man. The gratitude. You know,
Mm,
Tim, that's really where I'm at now. I'm in a place of gratitude.
yeah. I get it. And it's Thanksgiving, right? And
Yeah.
I just had an AA meeting that I run on Sunday nights, and it's a topic meeting. And it was I just said, you know what are you thankful for? And what are you thankful? I wrote it down. I'm so wise. What are you thankful for? What are you thankful for in sobriety? What you're thankful for that sobriety's given you, what you may take for granted in recovery, and how you show your thanks. Being grateful is an action word, and I know you give back. I know you are active in church and in recovery. Tell us about do this. Tell us about let's go in order. Let's go in chronological order. Tell us about your sports in high school, what you did in college, and how you came to know Christ and
Yes.
to find recovery the way you have.
Well, my story is still being written,
Yeah.
and that's
Well
the
Yeah,
said.
good
beautiful
point.
thing.
Well said.
Yeah, amen. And real quick, my childhood was great. It was I learned a lot. I was in a law enforcement medical field family. Family also was in farming. And so I grew up in the Bible Belt. I grew up in Tifton, Georgia. Played a lot of sports: football, baseball, basketball. Played more baseball and football. And so I really didn't have a chance to really drink and party. My father was law enforcement. My
Hmm.
mom, I understand. I hear stories. The do's and don'ts of what to do. Going to church, understanding, that God's real. And at a young age, I prayed. I did the whole, go to church because Grandma says, wear a nice polo and come on. I did the
Yep.
whole thing. I get it.
Yep. Me too.
And yeah, and then I went to college. Had some chance to play some football. Chose to take a major in horticulture and golf course management.
Mm.
Met my wife there. That's where I really learned to start drinking.
Mm.
Dealing with my problems,
Yeah.
dealing with grades and expectations of myself.
Right.
I'm my own worst enemy. I finally figured that out.
Sure.
I'm 45 years old now, and so I got through college, graduated. Me and my wife Angie, she's a RN. My dad always told me, son, try to find somebody with some morals and some values similar to yours. And
Yep.
I was blessed because I prayed for my wife at a young
Now,
age.
Lee, did you know you were an alcoholic, or were you just a functional alcoholic for all those times, your late 20s through your 30s? Is that you were just functionals doing what we all do, start a family, get married,
Yeah,
2 cars, a picket, but you were a functional alcoholic the whole time?
And
man.
was it situational too? That happens too.
Right.
People just are born into it.
Mike, that was a great question. It's a loaded question as well because
Everything.
It's what we
everything
do.
with
That's
recovery
what we
is.
do. Yep.
Yeah, that's it. We're I'm a prideful person. I got a lot of baggage, and Jesus takes all that away.
Sure
Um,
it does.
but yeah, man, it was situational. After college, I moved away for a year. I was away from my girlfriend. I was away from my family, my friends. I was coping by myself. I had my dog. I was 6, 7 hours away in Hendersonville, North Carolina, at a family farm, and that's where I learned how to pray. That's where I learned. Mama said go to church, and that's when I kind of started talking. But also, that's when the devil's conniving, man. Spiritual warfare is real, and I know that to be true because I used to work for the devil. I know, I know all of his tricks. I know all of his lies, and for me, it's more of a war type scenario. So I come back home, and go to a sod farm. I work there, and then all of a sudden, the housing market hits. I'm still drinking. I'm coping. Like Mike said, it's a habit type thing. I
Functional.
don't view it as a problem, but it
Yeah.
You didn't
continued.
miss work because of it. The wife wasn't leaving you because of it. None of that.
No, it was a fun thing. It was one of those things like just growing up in the country, you go to work, you come home, you have some beers, you grill out, you watch football. It becomes like a tradition.
Right.
Right.
And I didn't have nobody there the year with me in Hendersonville to say, "Hey, all right, tradition's good. You done graduated. All right, it's time to grow up a little bit. This is
Yeah.
this is this is called a habit. This is not a
Hmm.
tradition."
Yeah.
So being stupid me, me and Angie get married. God bless my wife, man. She's the one with the testimony, her and my kids.
Hmm.
But I get a job up here in Hilton Head, South Carolina, Bluffton, where we are now, and um, I was a golf course superintendent here for several years. The family sold the golf course. Um, uh, and I stayed on with a corporation that bought the golf course, and that's really when the stress hit. That's when life hit. Like Mike said, you got some car payments, you got this, and then me being the young fiery superintendent. Of course, I'm gonna say yes to everything. I ain't gonna say no. I want the
Mm-hmm.
money. I want this. I want the power. I'm money hungry. I want the world. And it just, Mike, Tim, it got the best of me. I started drinking and drinking to cope with it, and hiding bottles, and lying, and spending money, and lying, and going out, and meeting golf course superintendent, other superintendents that I ain't gonna say names, and I ain't gonna, I'm not that type of person. That's between them and Jesus. But I've seen it all, man. I've seen it all, and I was living that life, and it's real. That life is real, and I'm sure it happens in the medical field. It happens in it all. Um, and I know I was on a downward spiral. I was over 5 golf courses, and a lot
So
of lot
what
of
brought
lot,
you to seek help? Was it the wife saying this time? Did you have an intervention? Was it through church?
Yeah, well, the intervention was Jesus. The intervention
Okay.
was, the latter part of my career. I'd been doing it for 15 years. I was good at what I did, and I was good at the benefits of it too. So in 2020, when everything hit, my position got liquidated.
Right.
And then I came home with the kids. They were here several months, and that Tim, that's when it started, baby. Instead of coming home at 5 o'clock having drinks, I'd wake up have one at 2. The next
Right.
week I start at 12. The next week I started at 8. Before you know it, I was drinking all night. We
I
you know we
I get
we
it. I saw a lot of
Yeah,
that.
and all of a sudden I'm so prideful, man, and I have all these gifts that God's given me. I'm not the best singer in the world, but He's given me a gift, and I use it. My gift's to glorify Him, and it took me to my death. I had an aneurysm one night. I bled out on the toilet. I died, man.
Mm.
I died. I was gone, Mike. I had a hemoglobin of 2. This is
One of
all
your blood
medical.
vessels in your brain? A blood
No,
vessel
this
in your
was
brain?
this was in my GI tract. This was, my
Okay.
wife would kill me because you're a nurse,
Mm,
but it's
mm.
right there where it connects, and it's like the vital part, and it just happened to blow.
Oh,
And the only reason that
like a duodenal ulcer. Have you ever heard that before?
I have, and
Okay.
but my wife, the doctor, told me the only reason really is I shouldn't be here. Number one, and because I don't deserve to be here, and
Mm-mm.
number two is, I was on the toilet at the time, so it came out, and
Mm.
so I was very blessed. So I phase out. I get at the hospital, Coastal Carolina, man. Um, I went out, and guys, if there's anything that I promise you, if there's anything that I can tell you from this podcast, is anything that's going on in the world right now, I promise you, man. I was gone. I was gone. I saw something, man. I saw something. I saw the most beautiful white lights in the middle. I saw reds. I saw blues. It was the most pure thing I've ever seen in my life in the middle. And it encompassed my whole body. And it made me feel like I was part of that light. Like I had just been sucked into it, and I was a part of something. And I knew all my life it was there. And it felt so great that it knew me. But there was just something was missing. And all of a sudden the figure came to, and I saw something, and I knew I wasn't alone. I was there, and it was King Jesus. I know
Mm.
I sound crazy, and I might be, but I promise you what, I'm 4 years clean, and I'm sober, and I'm doing something for the Lord. And He saved my life, and He spoke my name, and He said, son, Lee, it's not your time. You must go back. It's my time. It's not your time. Now, Mike, I woke up in Savannah ICU, 2 major surgeries, hemoglobin of 2. I'd put on 70 pounds of water weight. My nut sack was, it was huge,
Two
Mike.
coconuts.
I tell you, hey, let me tell you something. If people know me, I'm a recovery pastor. I know it. It was confirmed today at church. Pastor Austin, I love you. Cornerstone Church in Bluffton, I love you. Recovery Alive at Cornerstone, I love you. John Eckling, Recovery Alive. Trey Lewis, Good Landing. This podcast we confirmed to me today. God's called me to Him.
There's pretty
Father,
poignant stuff there.
if I could tell you one thing, Jesus, I say yes. If it's if I have to sweep floors somewhere and I can help a lost soul or somebody that don't look like you because you drive a Bentley and you go to church, or you're a drug addict, or you're a wino under a bridge, or you're a Fortune 500 lawyer. I've sat in rooms with all y'all. I've been in rooms with every single one of you, and I know the lies, I know the truths, and I know it all. And I wanted it, and I got it. I got part of it. It ain't worth it.
I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you, Lee. This is why I brought you on. I mean, you have
Lee,
a
this is a disease, correct?
It's a disease. It's a
And
disease.
and Jesus cured your disease,
So was leprosy, Mike.
right? And Jesus
Jesus cured
cured
the
your
leper.
disease.
Yeah.
I've heard that from my brother. I've heard it from Tim. I remember
You
I'm
know,
not in recovery, but unless you
Mike,
have a spiritual awakening, you're not getting it. You're not going to get it.
end of story.
I'm not going to say that. You will. I understand what you're saying. You'll get it. You don't have to. People coming to Jesus is just like I'm talking to y'all right now. You can come to Jesus right now. All you have to say is, Jesus, I've heard about you. I've seen fruits in other people. I don't know what they have, and I don't know how they change their lives. But they said I could do it, and I want to try. That's
You're
all
doing
you
it.
have to do.
Look at you now. You're giving back. You're right here. You're
You're
talking
doing
to
it.
tens of thousands of people right here today.
Well, I don't
Five.
know. I love y'all. I love everybody. I love gays. I love blacks. I love whites.
So do we.
I love everybody. And I'm a man. I cry. That's fine. I'm a worship leader too. I sing. I'm emotional. But the Bible also is not emotional. The Bible's black and white. It says what it says. But the key thing is love. And I have a hard time doing that sometimes. I have to ask Jesus every single day, Mike, and tell me, is my heart good? I'm on here doing this, crying in my garage.
We love it.
93 SVT Cobra sitting in the back. I want to go burn some tires down, but I'm sitting on here because Jesus changed my life, and I don't know why, but I said yes.
Lee,
Drinking
you
and
were
carousing was not your midlife crisis. Your midlife crisis is right over top of that shoulder, I think.
Yeah.
That car. There's your midlife crisis car.
I don't know.
Well, that's another story, Mike. You don't know me well enough. I had
Right.
a '69 Dodge Charger before, so I've had a lot of nice cars.
Well,
That's
Lee,
not-
I
but
follow Lee on Facebook, and he's fun to follow. He's always got matching hats and matching shoes, and he just,
Hey,
but he's not about it either. He just does it because it's him. He's about saving people. That's what we're here to. I've died too. I'm here to keep people from going through what I went through, and
Yeah.
we support
I was so proud,
Christianity.
man.
We
That's all it's
support
about.
we support everybody because it's recovery. It's a level playing field, and we all have a gift. We've been given a gift. We've seen death. We appreciate life. It's a gift from God, and Lee shows that light through. I wish I had half of your 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 faith, but I have my faith, and I believe in God, and that's why I brought you on here, because I wanted you to share that hope, that experience you have, from an alcoholic to saving lives, and guiding people through that process of, don't go where I went, don't
Oh, please.
experience the pain that I went through.
Yeah.
And God's working through you. It's a beautiful thing. And that's why you're here. You're talking to 400 people now. You'll talk to a couple thousand when we're on the podcast, but everybody's going to hear your story. And I'm going to have to deal with all the emails. Mike,
right,
can you jump in,
right.
please? Killing me.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. I mean, I was always wondering. Remember, I'm the nurse. I'm the front lines. And then once I bandage them up and put them out there back in the war zone or whatever, I'm not really there. So let's just say you go to AA meetings, right? And all the steps that have so much intertwined with God and
Mhm.
spirituality and God. Almost every one of the steps refers to that.
Yep.
And you have all these people from different walks of life that have this disease. But what I've picked up is, unless you have faith, it's hard to be successful in recovery.
Yep.
And I have people that have never been to a church in their life telling me that. I have people that go to church every Sunday and telling me that. So I'm telling you, people, there's something to it. There's got
There
to
is
be
something
something
to
to
that.
it. Look at this,
Yeah.
man. So you're giving back, Lee, or
Jim,
you're
what's up, baby?
canceling at the church? Is that what you're doing?
Uh, well,
He's like
no,
a
I'm a worship leader
He's a
as well.
pastor.
I like to say, man, we have Cornerstone Church in Bluffton, South Carolina, man. We have a 40-acre property, just a plug for them. We call it the farm, and we have a new ministry called Recovery Alive, and it is amazing. It's a 12-step process, man, and it deals with everything, and I'm part of that. You know, I'm
Good.
minister. We have a team of people that's been there, that's lost kids, that's been through the divorce, that's been through, grief counseling, that's been through. I mean, guys, understand this, man. Jesus is recovery, baby. I mean, the Bible's recovery. I
Yeah.
mean, that's the whole story of it. That's what's beautiful. That's what connects us.
Yeah.
We're all sinners. The man at the pulpit every Sunday morning getting out of the Cadillac, driving up there and doing his tie and this and that. He's a sinner, baby. And don't let him
Sure.
lie to you. If he does, get up and walk out.
Well, I tell you what, man, I'm gonna come down to South Georgia and hang out with you because I need
Well, I
some of
live in
that.
South Carolina now. I'm from Hilton Head, baby.
Oh yeah, all right. Well, I'll go north. I'm not
Yeah,
far from you.
we got the beach right here, Tim. You're welcome.
I'm
And
coming.
Mike, you're welcome here anytime, man. We got some good
We can
restaurants.
do a remote broadcast from the
Hey, we can
farm.
Oh,
do it, man. We got some beautiful places here. We really do.
Yeah.
me and Mike have been talking about that. Mike is going to come down here soon, and we're going to do something crazy. But Lee, is there anything else you want to share with our people that just your hope? It's been a beautiful thing to watch through your interview and your emotion, and people don't have that. People in the grips of addiction, they don't have that that freedom, that emotion. They fear it actually. And like you said, the 12
Well, that's a
steps,
good point, Tim.
Mike said too. Yeah, I mean, the 12 steps are, you know,
Man,
bottom line is spiritual awakening and give back. I mean, you can wrap the 12 steps up in that.
it's hands down, man. I mean, Jesus works in mysterious ways. He picked a bunch of thugs. He picked a bunch of bad guys. He picked a whore.
Yeah.
He picked a prostitute.
Yes, he did.
He picked some gay dudes. I
That's
mean,
Mary Magdalene.
Magdalene, yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
here. I'm
yeah.
not here to get in a chapter verse. I mean, I got receipts. I mean, we all know these things. These are the things we know. He didn't pick the guy driving the Cadillac and getting out and the Pharisees.
Lee, the one I love is the thief on the cross. Right,
Man, that's
right,
a beautiful story, man.
right at the
At the
end.
last ending, and that's what we are, guys.
Yeah.
We're the thief. I mean, we're the prodigal son and daughter.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, we took everything away, and our families, when we were at rehab, were home doing the same thing, guys.
Yep.
Thinking the same thing and thinking worse when they get home. Oh, it's gonna be bad. They gonna lie, and then and I'm so grateful. That's why I have so much gratitude. That's what my church is on right now is gratitude. We're being
Yeah.
courageous right now, and
Yeah.
because Jesus is doing so much good.
Yeah.
I mean, he's doing so much good, guys. Jesus is real. Like I met the guy. I promise you. He loves you so much. And if you can't see what's going on in the world, and I'm not a conspiracy guy, I'm just saying the times are among us that have never been before.
That's
And
a
if I
fact.
could say anything to anybody right now,
Please do.
I hear some sirens right now
Not us.
in my neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing I thought was the word fire. Why is there a fire amongst us for drugs and sex and porn? Why do we have fire for the world? We can't even control what we do every day. I can't even control my mind watching Fox News sometimes or Rumble.
Yeah.
I have a hard time walking in church. We got some beautiful women and some nice looking guys. God made us. We're his creation. We're beautiful people. We need to get the fire back for the right things in this world. The things of who we were created to be. We're smart, intelligent, and very beautiful people. We have so much in common, and the recovery world has shown me that.
Mm-hmm.
If you're the wino guy, if you're the Fortune 500 CEO flying in on the G6, I've been in them all. I've seen them all. I've seen them all.
Incredible. Just a great.
And I, I'm just real quick. The Holy Spirit is beautiful, and He lives in all of us. If somebody tells you the Holy Spirit don't live in you, I'm sorry, because He does. And Jesus is real, and He's calling out to us. This could be young people that He's calling amongst right now in the recovery community. This podcast is a testimony to what He's doing. God does things, and Jesus does things in the recovery community in our lives that we don't even see Him doing because we're too stupid and naive to even understand what's going on.
Yep.
And you don't see that until you get sober.
Yep.
You have a clear mind. I can finally see for once in my life things I've never seen before. Opportunities. And I don't want to be the rich man. I have a job in the mornings working at Oliver's Kitchen and Bath here in Bluffton, Hardyville. And I love it. I sweep floors. I pick up people's cigarette butts. And I used to make 6 figures. And I'm proud of that because it keeps me humble.
I can't tell you how much I appreciated you coming on and sharing your truth.
And let's do it again. Let's do it again,
man, because I'm telling you, Jesus is changing the world just like this podcast. It changed my life, and I love it because people are listening. And guess what? We got to change. We got to change how people think and how people cope with their problems.
Well, Lee is a part of our inner circle. We have a bunch of people that are, and Lee's a friend of the show. He's a friend of mine.
Amen.
We were so grateful to have him on.
Friend of yours is a friend of mine, so that's good.
Hey, man. Right. Hey, let me tell you something. I love all y'all because that's the thing. Jesus says love everybody. And yes, Mike, that means everybody. We're all brothers and sisters in Christ. Thing is, there's a lot of sins out there, and most of us do them. But just because you gay don't mean, the other guy ain't sinning either. Okay?
Yep.
It's about making mistakes and understanding those and going to our Father and saying, hey, man, I effed up. Yep. Let me turn from that. I know that's not what you want me to do. I do it all the time. Sure. It's hard being a Christian, I promise you.
Sure it is. Lee,
it's hard being a Christian than it is being sober.
It is. You're absolutely right. Well, I love you. I think you're a blast. We have a Kaisa says thank you, Lee. Jim says namaste, Lee.
Hey, love y'all, man.
We really appreciate it coming on.
Love, man.
Absolutely. You keep doing your thing, and we'll support you 100%.
Hey, man, I don't have a platform. I'm not the platform.
Yep.
Jesus is the platform, baby.
A couple of idiots like us, spread the message and bring you on, and that's what we're here to do.
Something. I'm going to give us a little plug out to somebody that was very important in my life from a music standpoint. When I was in recovery, he knows, okay? His name's Tyson James. He's a Christian conservative artist. Check him out, Tyson James. He's been down the road to recovery, baby. He's been in the trenches, and he's out now, and he's serving the Lord. All right. Thank you, Tyson, for what you did for me and my family.
Beautiful thing. All right, my friend. Well, we will. You'll be able to watch this now. I mean, you can. It's live. But Lee, thank you so much. We'll see you soon, everybody. Lee Bembry, just a great. It was
a pleasure. Pleasure,
Mike, it was a pleasure. I love y'all, man.
Without a doubt. Lee Bembry, just great guy. Thanks, Lee, for coming on. I made you a doll superhero guy.
Hey, and maybe that's my body in heaven because I need a new one.
You look good. All right, my friend. We'll talk to you soon.
Amen, man.
Take care, Lee.
Elevation worship, man. Y'all go check out some nice Christian music, okay? Jesus
we will.
Is taking over. Let's put some good stuff in our ears, baby.
Let's do it, buddy boy. Love you, buddy. What a lunatic. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's good.
He's got a perspective, and recovery, that's our message. We don't care if you're gay, Christian. You want to come on here and talk about why, why the doorknob is so great. You're welcome to do so. It's just whatever you want to do, we're going to support you unless you're hurting people. So that's really it. So we might as well, after that, I want to get into some clean time. I don't know about you. First off,
Some newbies.
yeah, we got some newbies on there. It's gonna be fun. First off, it's the holidays. It's scary. People do crazy stuff. It's Thanksgiving. It's Christmas. It's New Year's. It's a nightmare sometimes. So please be careful about your thoughts and where you go, and be thankful. You know, it's if you need help, 988. You can get the help if you're in a crisis situation. Please, it's the holidays. Stay with us. There's a reason to do it. Please, that's our request. So 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. And that being said, it's time.
Hey, Jeanette R. 30 days. First
We got, a
grade.
we got a martini in her hand.
I know. Timothy F. threw me off. 44 days. And Jeremy Moore. 54 days. This is becoming very real, isn't it, Jeremy? Good for you, buddy.
2 more,
And
Bridget.
Bridget Sheets. 50. 60's around the corner. Proud of her. 60 days for Jason D. I mean,
Oh,
these
boy.
were our last batch of new people, and I'm amazed. 67 days for TW.
Good looking guy.
69 days for Alan Batherson. He's down in Florida. You know,
Welcome.
Florida connects to Georgia there, Tim. 81
Right.
days for Haley. Skylar S. 83 days with the green tag. 90's coming, kid. 107, John Brown.
Boy.
That's pretty good, man. 109 for Valencia K. She's been with us a long time. I can't believe the numbers that people are putting out. Like Katarina Day, 114 days. That's like a long time. 117 days. Yeah.
Katarina
April
came in
R.
at 22 days.
Right. Monty Fontenello, 123 days. Michaela Booker, 125 days. I mean, they're vested with, I'm vested with them, I should say. Frank Kenny and those sunglasses, 126 days. And we know he wears a tank top, 128 days. 132 days is Alex Extreme. He discovered us in a recovery center. 139 for Samantha Hess, that pink hat. 140 days for Anthony Seals. I don't think I could fit all that on his head. 144 days for It Was Her Destiny, Jay.
Oh, yeah.
And you know Daniel Lee OG. He was with us when it was like nothing. He went back to zero once. 100, did right? 159 days for AJ Hamilton. Where'd he go, man?
Did. This guy, too.
169 days. Andreas and David, one of my first friends in this business, 173 days. And Christian, he got 174 days. And 175 days for Tara Dixon. I know they're not dating, but I think they should.
I probably should.
177 days for Alex M. And there's Nick Starnes, 177 days.
Dead heat. Crikey.
Crocodile Hunter, 180 days. That's 6 months.
Okay,
Tony J, 206 days.
Freezing.
He's nipping. 107 days. I'm so glad she's here.
Yep.
216 days for Jen Mag.
JP.
Jared Black, 220 days. Very serious. 251 days for Mandy Jean in the kissy face still. 251 days for Jamie Michelle. 250 days. I think that's crazy. Deshaun.
9
Look at
months.
this. 284 days.
Here's a newbie.
Desiree Murphy. Look at her, 289. She's one of our newer participants.
Ricky McVicky.
300 days. Wasn't that a movie? Ricky
Yeah, oh, yeah.
McDermott. 326 days for Cassie Spencer. And her little French croissant. 356 days, 9 more to a year. 356 days, only 9 more for Patricia C.
Aunt Patty.
And Craig Clipper, 357 days. 381 days. He's a new guy. Colby J. That's here for Colby. Thanks for
Ronnie
letting us come
J.
with you.
Love Ronnie J.
394 days, Ronnie J.
Look at this.
Tommy Wilkes, 411 days.
Ready
My
for
man.
Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
You.
Will Douglas, 414 days. Saw him the other day.
Yep.
Tim Schneider, that looks like an Al Qaeda. Looks like you're in a cave in Al Qaeda.
Look at this.
2 years. Oh, this guy, Jim Leibel, great friend of the show. He's the guy all the way up in the Great White North. Daniel Gelman, 2 years. 2 years for Stella Montez.
Good girl.
And, Amelia Quarto, she's at 3 years.
We did it.
And the ringleader is April Pritchard, 3 years. Like, they're the, recovery angels, and that one's the boss.
And this guy, 4 years.
Jeffrey S. He will hook your car up, 4 years or not.
New friend.
Paul Flagg, I've known Paul for years, probably almost 10 years now. 4 years.
Friend.
He's finally got it. So
Look
proud
who
of him.
it is.
4 years, it's Case B. 4 years for Tyler B. Are they related?
No.
Oh, 6 years for Lisa Welk.
Welky.
Welky. And Simon Cross. Look up his stuff. The straight line, what he does for re-entry is fantastic. Help him. 8 years, Tina C.
Gave her the horn.
All right. Neil K. He knows the business. Do what he does.
Mike, who's the most important part of any meeting?
The newcomers. And we got Doug Hamilton. 6 days clean.
That boy, Doug.
And we got 18 days now under Michael Brown. It may seem like an old story, but it's still a fresh story. I'd love to hear his story face to face. Daisy McLean. 21 days. Welcome aboard, Daisy. Oh, you guys.
Everybody.
Thanks for letting us take the ride with you, And I hope.
Clean time. Yep. Sorry, Mike. If you want to be on Clean Time, email me or Mike. Hit us up. Get on our socials, trash-podcast.com. 988-Suicide and Crisis Lifeline.
With the holidays coming, please.
For the love of God, get some Narcan. And that's it. Working at the car wash, yeah. Yeah, I'm talking about. Yep, that's what I'm talking about. Alrighty, back to the
that was
back to the show.
That was pretty
I'm a mess.
Pretty poignant guess, I would say. I mean,
who, Lee?
Lee, it was fantastic.
Yeah, it was awesome. I knew he would be. See, I can vet
He's
people.
a guy that unbelievable.
It was great. I loved him so much. Look how much I loved him. See, I love him so much. I got a tattoo. Okay. I'm sorry. I told you. Wow. Not today, Satan. Lee, look what I did. Lee, look at. Not today, Satan. Not happening.
Is that Lee on your shoulder?
God. That's Lee on my shoulder, right.
All right.
We're all spiritually fit right now. We're hot to ditty. Yeah, we're having a good time. We love our people. Look, that's Tim when he was broken man, and now look at me. I am living large. Now I'm a mess, but things are going well for me because of what Lee said. Putting your faith in God and doing the right things. Our next guest is Elizabeth McKeon. We've been trying to lock her down for 6 months.
Is that the Clearly Well podcast?
Absolutely.
Yep. Oh, yes.
Healthy Georgia, creator of the Clearly Well podcast, behavioral health SME, whatever that is, integrative healthcare change agent, behavioral health consultant, and addiction recovery specialist. Mike, what do you know about Elizabeth? I think you know a lot.
I know that they just got a little bus. They're going to go around town and educate people about overdose, about drugs. They have a little bus, give people some literature, do some tests on them, see if they have hepatitis. In their community, I know that the guy is mostly volunteer. It is a nonprofit. And I know she gives a lot of her time to helping the less fortunate or uninsured addicts in her area, which is fantastic. I know she hooks us up with Narcan personally. And, she's just a good person. She's giving back. I'm sure she could go make a lot more money doing something else. Probably. But she loves it. She's vested in her people. Like you and I are. We're vested in our people.
Yes,
and, they count on us and we count on them just as much. And we're no better than them. I like a proud papa, though, watching them, come down the stairs of their wedding. Like, wow, look at
For
this.
sure.
And yeah, I mean, even that guy, we were all on the same page when Michael Brown, reached out to Tim a couple weeks ago. Remember, crowd
Yeah,
guys,
without a
and
doubt.
went to the rehab from a phone call, and he's at 18 days. So we all feel vested in that guy. And
Michael's
there's some
still
people
in
that,
rehab.
yeah, he's still there.
Yep.
So you're right, he had good insurance, thank God.
Yeah,
But
that was pretty easy.
yeah, but what I'm saying is that we're all vested with him, and I hope
Yes,
when
we
he's
are.
done at some point, not right away, but I hope he'd like to come on and talk about it a little bit.
Oh, he will.
And
I got him.
one more
I'm
thing about Lee. Can I ask you something about Lee? You know what Lee would be good for?
what?
If Lee could record maybe for the show a little prayer thing and maybe do our Just for Today segment and pre-record that for us.
So, fans, Mike came up with a great idea. We are going to start doing. You're going to be able to record yourself and read our Just for Today, the NA Just for Today. We read it at the end of every show, and you're going to be able to record yourself and send it in. Usually, it has to be that day. Just do the day before. You'll see how we do it in a minute. We read the Just for Today, and that's how we end our broadcast. But we are going to take, I don't know, I guess auditions for our fans to get involved audio and visually. So Mike came up with a great job. Mike's looking at the Eagles score. It's 13-7 Eagles. Not that anybody. What is it?
It's halftime.
Halftime.
It's halftime. Yeah.
13-7 Birds. Mike's still looking at it. Just for today, Mike came up with a great idea. Have people come on and do it. Kaisa, so congratulations everybody on your sobriety. She'll be on soon again. She's a blast. If you need to hook up with this, go to trash-podcast.com. It's pretty easy. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Let me jam it into your head with this. Yeah, coming in hot. You know what I mean? Trash-podcast.com. Let's survive the holidays. Let's take a look at Mike's birds real quick. These are his new.
These are the new birds. This is John and Ava.
Yep. That's John and Ava.
They are a paired couple. They've already paired themselves.
Very nice. And of course, we want to acknowledge our old friend Pervy.
Pervy and the rope.
We'll miss you. I mean,
yeah,
he'll forever be remembered. Because
I've never seen anything. I'm glad we got the video because that's hard to explain.
It is hard to explain.
I'm glad people got to put the visual with that.
Let's get that on here real quick. I got a little music for it. And let's see Mike's bird masturbate
All day
long.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we're doing with our lives.
Mm-hmm. He needs some. Talk about Jesus. That bird needed some Jesus.
Does he ever? Yikes! Hey, look at him. He's going at it. What is wrong with it? Did he masturbate himself to death? Is that what happened?
Maybe, but when my brother's there, he would always do some singing enough to make my brother look, and then he would start doing that. Like, hey, are you looking, John? Hey, John, look at me.
Absolutely
and then
ridiculous.
And my brother's like, he's doing it while he's looking at me. It's creepy. So, yeah.
Unbelievable, this friggin' bird. All right, well, we'll miss you, Mike's bird. Always fun. That's going to be like
the funeral's tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, the garbage day.
Trash day.
So yeah, if you want to be on Clean Time, email Mike at trash-podcast.com. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, iHeart. I'm not going to do all that crap. Faces and Voices of Recovery. Kaisa, Clean and Sober. Yeah, I guess it's about it, Mike. We had a fun show tonight.
Drop us a line.
Drop us a line. We're always here. Don't try suicide. Nobody's worth it.
609-384-0100.
No, that's not who you call. Mike, who do you call?
Oh, that's your number. 384-0100, 609. You call 988.
God, I have to
Not
bring up the
911.
bell for that. All right, everybody knows my number. Call me in the middle of the night. I'll help you
He
out.
will.
It's because that's what I
He will.
do.
If you just want to talk, you're having a bad day,
Yeah, give me a
you could
call.
have my number too. You could
All
have my
right,
number.
so Wednesday we'll have a holiday episode, correct, Mike?
A little marathon show because it's a bad night,
It's a bad night.
Th-
I can attest to
especially
that.
for alcoholics.
Well,
The night before Thanksgiving.
we'll be here for you on Wednesday, and then all through the holidays. Go to meetings. Do what you have to do for your sobriety.
Stay
It's
with your
important.
people. Stay with your people. Unify with them.
Yep,
Get with your team. Have
without
a
a doubt.
team mentality. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You know.
Mike, you said it right. I mean, that's exactly right. So that's it. It's a hard. You don't want to end up. You don't want to end up like this. You know what I mean? Look at me and my dog. How sad is that? You think I would have a dog if I was homeless? I don't think I could handle that.
Yeah, I think you would.
Okay. Look at me with the pills.
Or either that, or you have like a pet rat in your pocket from Kensington.
That would probably be more accurate. Look at me, the pills everywhere. I don't know what to do with myself. Not today, Satan. Not happening. All right, let's get into our just for today. Great show. Thank you for everybody watching live. Just for today, whatever today's date is, November 24th. Just for today, let's be live while we do it. Gratefully recovering, and that's why is just for today always on topic? I don't get it. Gratefully recovering, page 342 of of something. The base text is page 102. We entertain the thought that staying clean, the music's too loud for me, was not paying off, and the old thinking stirred up self-pity and anger. Yep. There are days some of us wallow in self-pity. It's easy to do. We may have expectations about how our lives should be in recovery, expectations that aren't always met. Maybe we've tried unsuccessfully to control someone, or we think our circumstances should be different. Perhaps we've compared ourselves with other recovering addicts and found ourselves lacking. The more we try to make our life conform to our expectations, the more uncomfortable we feel. Yeah. Self-pity can arise from living in our expectations instead of the world as it actually lives. When the world doesn't measure up to our expectations, it's often our expectations that need adjusting. And that's a fact. I mean, you put expectations on things, you're going to be let down, Not the world. We can start by comparing our lives today with the way they used to be, developing gratitude for our recovery. We can extend this exercise in gratitude by counting the good things in our lives, becoming thankful that the world does not conform. I did something wrong. Continue working the 12 steps, further cultivating gratitude and acceptance. What we can expect in the future is more growth, more happiness, and more peace of mind. We've been given much in recovery. Staying clean has paid off. Acceptance of our lives just for today. Freedom from our self-pity. Just for to dizzle. I will accept my life gratefully just as it is, just for today. So I mean, if you're going to compare to your old self, because you've come a long way. Don't put expectations on things. You can be happy in recovery. And let's survive the holidays with Mike as a garden gnome. I know that's going to inspire me. And thank you, fans, for being there for us.
Do they make the cookies in the tree?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, no. That's elves. Keebler elves.
Well, I mean, the gnome helps. He's involved.
Okay.
Like service work for the gnome. Yeah, he's going to be with us all through the holidays. So that's it. Thanks for everybody watching, listening.
We'll be here Wednesday. It's a tough day. It's okay to hang out with us.
It's going to be good.
We're not really doing nothing.
We'll be fine. We have no friends. Our only friends are each other. So, Mike, I love you. The Eagles are up 13-7, and that's it. Be safe.
I love all of you my own way.
Yes, we do.
Good night.
Good night.
I get